Is it possible to even run an Airbnb without owning the property?
Yeah, bro!
It is, for sure. In fact, it's actually how we run one of our units. Example number 1, here's the unit I'm talking about. It's called rental arbitrage. So this unit that I'm going to show you right here, just so you can see it and just see the pictures. This unit, it's in our downtown location of Mobile, Alabama. And what's interesting is we don't own this property. So how does that work? How does rental arbitrage work? Well, we signed a lease with the owner and we let them know, hey, we intend to lease this from you, and then we intend to do the work and have it as a short-term corporate rental and advertise it on sites such as Vrbo, Airbnb, etc. Landlord was okay with that. Hey, great. As long as I make X dollars, you can make Y dollars. No problem. We're coming up into our 3rd year. So we're on the end of our 2nd year of this lease at this property, and it's been profitable. So we're coming up onto the 3rd year. So if you don't own a property, you can do what we did if you so chose and do something called rental arbitrage. Now, what comes out of your pocket? Well, you're on the hook for the lease. So you're probably going to have a security deposit, first month's rent, cash. Now, should you have a lot more cash than that on hand? Yes, but you just have to pay those amounts up front. So if you wanted to be tight on cash, you could and use the cash flow from the Airbnb property. Many people have done this and grown to 100 units. Not my advice and not my strategy. This is the only unit that we have that's like this. You also have obviously the expense of fully furnishing the property. So this is a 2-bedroom property, and that's going to be ballpark $7,000, really, if you want to be on the safe side, up to $10,000 to fully furnish a 2-bedroom property properly in a way that you are happy with. Now, it may differ for your market. It could be more expensive or it could be a little bit less, but I found that to be a really good rule of thumb. But here's where it gets interesting. You don't necessarily have to be the one that leases it. You could do a joint venture where you actually partner with the landlord, partner with the owner, and you would have to negotiate your terms. In that scenario, it could be a profit split based on a percentage of the revenue collected from Airbnb. They could be the ones responsible to fully furnish the unit since they own the unit. They can own the product, so that could be an expense on their part. Now, that may make your cut lower and lower, but you could literally be a business partner. If you could show them proof of concept, show them that you have experience already in Airbnb, maybe you've run or have your own unit that you already own, this could be a way. Instead of just having a management fee, which is another way to make money from Airbnb, instead of just doing that, you can negotiate a higher percentage. Maybe it's 40% of revenue, maybe it's 50% of the revenue of the take, or maybe you look at net income and it's some percentage of that. That is completely flexible and negotiable depending between you and the owner of the property. So property management is another way to make money on Airbnb without owning the property. There's a lot of people that don't want to deal with the headache, don't want to deal with the customer service, the issues, the cleaning, the fulfilling. You could manage an Airbnb in that scenario. I know people that actually manage dozens of Airbnb properties in our city. I'm in Lower Alabama, and that's what they do. Airbnb's grown in this same scenario. They know that this is a possibility too, which is why they've grown their co-hosting on the platform and make it really easy for you to sign on a co-host with you and help with the communication, the streamlining. Now, how you divvy up those finances and how that works, you have to negotiate that deal with the owner. If you want to be in complete control and not own the Airbnb property, but maximize and make the most amount of money, then you're going to need to go the arbitrage route, which is going to cost you money up front, but you're not going to have to own the property. Worst case scenario, you're on the hook for a year's lease, the items in the home, if it doesn't work out, but you're not in the property where you now owe $300,000 on a mortgage or something like that. So I hope this has been a creative idea for you. If you haven't yet watched the pros and cons of Airbnb investing, I recommend watching that next, or just hitting up my whole Airbnb playlist. See ya!